morning, everybody. We group number 3 are here to give a presentation on the topic Analytical and Detailed Study of CSR Practices of 3 Public Sector Banks. I am Madhura Desai, starting with the introduction to CSR. Corporate social responsibility is a self-regulating business model that helps a company be socially accountable to itself, its stakeholders, and to the public at large. The investments and loans that banks give out can have big impact on the society, both positive and negative. Hence, CSR helps banks to utilize their strength to benefit the society. As important as CSR is for the community, it is equally valuable for a company to strengthen the bond between employees and corporations, boost morale, and help them feel more connected with the world around them. RBI has encouraged banks to undertake CSR activities. However, it has not issued any directions to banks for engaging in CSR. Thus, for banks in India, there is no obligation under RBI regulations to engage in CSR activities. Now, moving ahead with the importance of CSR. CSR is one way to help build that trust, not through grand and faraway investments into charities, but through local targeted approaches. This can mean offering financial literacy programs to local schools, creating outreach and financial aid for the elderly in senior and care homes. Positive social engagement actively improves an organization's public image, changing how people perceive that organization. For example, companies that donate to local food banks are perceived as more philanthropic than those that do not. Individuals often feel much better about patronizing organizations where they feel their money is being well spent. This will reflect in how consumers choose your products and how loyal they remain to your organization. Practicing CSR will work to create a more positive workplace for the employees, build employee trust, and reduce turnover inside the organization. Empowering our community to make good decisions actually pays off in the long run, as they are in better situations to invest, start businesses, pay off loans, and otherwise contribute to positive economic growth. That's all from my side. Now Rohit will go ahead with the presentation. Over to you, Rohit.
Thank you, Madhura. Hello, all. I am Rohit, and I'll be speaking about the CSR activities done by the Punjab National Bank. Before talking about the CSR activities, it is imperative to mention about the person who played an instrumental role in laying the founding stone to the present day PNB in 1894, Lala Lajpat Rai. He used to be worried about the fact that to run the British owned banks, the money of the Indians were being used, but the interest benefits were not majorly given to them. With this aim in mind, he, along with the founding board, with the common objective of providing country with a truly national bank, which would further enhance the economic interest of the country, commenced the banking operations. Talking about the CSR for banks in general, it is aimed towards addressing the financial inclusion, providing financial services to the unbanked or untapped areas, and by the socio-economic development of the country by focusing on the activities like poverty eradication, health, medical care, etc. Banks are sensitive to societal and environmental issues prevalent in rural and semi urban areas, but PNB is meaningfully contributing to the development in these areas through their CSR initiatives. Although PNB in the recent past has been engaged in quite a lot of activities, but they always leverage their core competencies in 5 areas. Those are sustainability, corporate volunteering, social investments, health, and education. Few CSR initiatives in which the bank is engaged in are: first, Gram Sampark Abhiyan. It is a special initiative by the bank launched with an aim of nationwide financial inclusion and literacy campaign. It was centered around 4 key themes: digital, credit, social security, and financial literacy. During the campaign period, 29,000 plus camps were held and connected with 11 lakh plus customers. The second initiative focuses on health. During FY 2020-21, the bank successfully carried out All India CSR campaign against COVID-19 in three phases by helping needy, old age people, along with activities supporting frontline workers, acting bravely in fight against coronavirus. Further, under its CSR commitments, bank contributed an emergency vehicle to Sevanyas Trust situated in Delhi to be used for carrying patients from economically poor background to hospitals. Some other initiatives under the CSR by the PNB are promoting girls' education in rural and semi-urban areas, contribution of ambulances to government hospitals in rural areas, green initiatives where they encourage environment-friendly new constructions, and spreading awareness through their various social media channels. Thank you. Over to Sanskar for the next bank.
Let's move forward to the second bank, Bank of Maharashtra, where all our college business has been done. Some information about the bank. Bank of Maharashtra is a nationalized bank under the ownership of Ministry of Finance, Government of India. The bank had currently 15 million customers across the country with 2001 branches as of December 2021. It has the largest network branches of any nationalized bank in the state of Maharashtra. The total business of the bank come across 2,66,000 crores as of 31st December 2020. All these banks also provide some corporate social responsibility activity, not only in COVID, but in departments of sport, education, etc. We'll tell you some activities as we move forward. Bank of Maharashtra donated relief materials and relief fund to the flood affected people in Raigad district of Maharashtra. Bank of Maharashtra also donated a sum of rupees 5 crore to the PM Care Fund during COVID-19 caused by novel coronavirus that affected the whole world. Employees of Bank of Maharashtra contributed their one-day salary towards the Chief Minister COVID Relief Fund at Minister's Office, Mumbai. Employee of Bank of Maharashtra contributed a sum of rupees 2 crore 13 lakh 66,296 towards the Orissa Chief Minister Relief Fund by the check handed over by Honorable Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik. The bank also gave this contribution towards the National Sports Development Fund as it got hampered during COVID 19. The bank also contributed food packets and relief fund in Satara flood relief initiative. Children from Pune Vidyarthi Guru, an orphanage in Pune, were the special invites to the 73rd Independence Day celebration. School bags, writing material were distributed among the students. Now, with this, I would like Rishabh to continue.
Thank you, Sanskar. Now we'll move forward to the other activities which were performed by the banks. Considering the responsibilities of the bank had also announced a relief package towards the Kerala Chief Minister's Fund, and the amount was donated also. Bank of Maharashtra and its staff donated a sum of rupees 21 lakh towards the NUM Foundation at the head office of the Bank of Maharashtra at Pune to help the farmers which were affected by the drought. There are some rural initiatives which are being taken up by the Bank of Maharashtra, and they are as follows. The Bank of Maharashtra has opened rural development centers at Hadapsar and Bigwan, and the objective of which are as follows: to carry out research in the field of agriculture, horticulture, poultry, and dairy farming, and to provide latest knowledge to the farmers and update them with the knowledge in innovative agriculture activities, and also to achieve sustainable development through credit facilities. And the other initiative which is taken by the bank is Mahabank Agriculture Research and Rural Development, the objective of which is to carry out experiment, provide education, and extend training facilities to the rural people, and to implement rural development programs in collaboration with the Government of India. Now I would like Ashrif to take over.
Thanks, Rishabh. Now we move on to SBI. State Bank of India (SBI) has a Fortune 500 company, is an Indian multinational public sector banking and financial services statutory body headquartered in Mumbai It is the largest Indian bank with one-fourth market share, serves over 45 crore customers through its vast network of over 22,000 branches across the country. Growing with times, SBI continues to redefine banking in India as it aims to offer responsible and sustainable banking solutions. The budget for CSR in 2019-20 was 8.62 crores, which is 1% of previous year's profit as prescribed by RBI. The focus areas for CSR include healthcare, education, livelihood, skill development, environment protection of national heritage, empowerment of women, youth, and senior citizens. The following chart represents the breakdown of CSR budget for the year 2019-20. A very large part of its budget goes towards national donation in these focus areas, and SBI Foundation, which is a non-profit subsidiary of State Bank of India and has been launched only to undertake the CSR activities of the SBI Group. Under the focus areas, the following activities were undertaken for supporting education. Six school buses worth 52.57 lakh were donated for various schools of disadvantaged children. For supporting healthcare, it donated 9 ambulances to different hospitals. Dialysis machine has also been donated for treating poor patients suffering from kidney problems in Bangalore. For skill development, it has set up 152 rural self-employment training institute across the country to help and mitigate the unemployment and underemployment problems of youth in the country. The budget for CSR in 2020 has increased, which was 144.88 crores, which is again 1% of previous year's profit as prescribed by RBI. An amount of 71.18 crore has been allocated to SBI Foundation for carrying out CSR activities on project mode. The focus in this year for CSR include healthcare, education, livelihood, sports, welfare of armed forces, veterans, skill development, environment sustainability, protection of national heritage, empowerment of women, youth, and senior citizens. In this year, the focus areas for CSR practices has been diversified by addition of two more areas, which are sports and welfare of armed forces veterans. The following chart represents breakdown of CSR budget for the year 2020-21. Both the years, SBI has given primary importance to healthcare. In addition to this, SBI was assisting the frontline workers and government in fighting COVID-19 pandemic by providing healthcare resources. Now, I'll request Rishabh to continue further.
Thank you, Ashraf. Now, I would like to talk about the SBI CSR activities which were being taken up by them in the year 2020-21. For fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, SBI had sent a total of rupees 43 crore for providing food reliefs, distribution of PPE kits, providing ventilators, and other health equipments. They also donated a sum of rupees 11 crore towards the PM Care Fund, and 1 crore has been donated to the Apollo Hospital also. For supporting education, it has provided financial help for education program for disabled children. For the welfare of armed forces, veteran education grant of rupees 1000 per month to 8,333 girls, children of war veterans, ex-servicemen, war widows for a period of 1 year has been given. For supporting sports, an amount of rupees 5 crore have been donated to the National Sports Development Fund and providing funds for the target Olympic podium schemes of Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. And to support healthcare workers, it has donated high-end medical equipments, procurements and installation of dialysis machine, and also adopted 25 children suffering from acute leukemia and providing ambulances to various trust hospitals were the initiatives which were taken up by the SBI during this crucial time. Now I would like Kanak to take over.
Good morning everyone, my name is Kanak. I will now show you some points of comparison between the three banks about which my friends talked about. As far as the PM Care funds are concerned, employees of Bank of Maharashtra donated 5 crore rupees to PM Care funds to fight the novel coronavirus pandemic. State Bank of India spent rupees 62 crore. While on the other hand, PNB had launched an innovative digital campaign named Digital Apnayan on 74th Independence Day. It committed to contribute Rs 5 towards PM Care Fund on behalf of each customer on boarding on digital platform. In total, it was able to contribute 40 lakh rupees towards PM Care funds. The total spent by PNB and SBI, according to csrbox.org, were as follows. During the year 2016 and 17, SBI spent 109.82 crore, while in 17-18 it contributed 112.96 crore. But in 2018 and 19, the contribution drastically fell. While on the other hand, Punjab National Bank's contribution was less but improved consistently over the years, as we can see from the graph. Now, banking sector in India is showing interest in integrating sustainability into their business model, but its CSR reporting practices are far from satisfactory. There are only a few banks which report their activities on triple bottom line principles. As a matter of fact, standards for rating CSR practices are less uniform in comparison to that of the financial rating. This leads to a problem in comparison of corporate houses and determining the CSR rating. Among the reporting banks, some banks also are making false gesture in reporting in respect of their efforts in environmental concerns. Most of the banks use CSR practices as marketing tool. Further, voluntary actions are required to be taken by the financial bodies to ensure socio-environmental feasibility of projects to be financed. The Indian banking sector must also portray their socially responsible behavior through integrating triple bottom line principle. Financial institutions can do a lot to assist efforts from social responsibility and achieving sustainability. Banks must also provide appropriate training to its employees on environmental and social risks in lending to ensure that climate change is taken into account in corporate banking decisions. Thank you.